How is your job handling the virus? Are you still required to come in? Not to be a selfish dick, but I hope the crew remodeling our house is too. The foreman said he'd sneak out if he had to, but I would really like to have a kitchen back if I'm going to be stuck in my house for a few months. Truck driver here. We are still out here moving that product. They are doing their best to help us, but since we are mostly alone in our trucks, our safety is mostly up to us. They have given us help getting cleaning/sanitation supplies and they have goodie bags for us too. They are working on getting a system set up so we can have groceries delivered to our trucks. There's some precautions being taken in our offices, but since I don't see them often I'm not 100% sure what the changes are. I can confirm that there is hand sanitizer everywhere available in the offices though. Overall I'm happy with how my company is handling things, and I'm proud to be a small wheel in the machinery that keeps the US moving. I'm in management at a grocery store. I'm still coming in. A lot of us are working a lot more hours than usual. Long lines every day, even though we don't have a lot of stock. We opened our doors yesterday and at least 50 to 75 people immediately came in to take whatever small amount of toilet paper and paper towels we had. Yes, I'm a therapist in a large prison complex. We are starting to list only essential staff. We are all a little paranoid because while the inmates are largely okay until someone brings it in, and then it's going to spread quickly. There have been a few cases, but so far they're all quarantined. Overall, it hasn't been great, but it's foreboding because it's probably going to get worse. I'm a correctional officer in Texas, and I'm thankful I'm off for the next few days. The vast majority of the offenders are understanding of the position we are/they're in, and don't want to have that mess on the inside to add to all the issues that already come with being in the system. I don't typically have issues to begin with, but even working in maximum level security, side by side with death row, I noticed an overall calmer attitude than normal. I can't speak for everyone's experience, but basically nobody wants to be around each other, so, as best we can, everyone keeps their distance. I work at a non-profit for a disease that puts people in the at-risk category and whose medications for the disease puts people in the at-risk category. I also have the disease. I feel so fortunate right now. They've been awesome. Everyone who possibly can work from home is until, at least for now, a date set in May. All programs and events have been cancelled. They are taking it really seriously. Reading everyone else's horror stories is breaking my heart. I'm freaked out about this, and I'm just glad to be lucky. I work in a pharmacy. They actually handed us a paper today that we are supposed to keep on us in case we get pulled over on our way to work for being out when the state is shut down. All non-essential stores are to close tonight at midnight. We have to disinfect every workstation every hour, and we even put tape on the floor to show where patients need to stand in line to practice social distancing. I was hired at the beginning of March, working 40 hours a week until I'm no longer on orientation, then jumping to 60, 90-hour weeks. Not going to work isn't an option. I work in a major city. I'm not a doc or anything, but still clinical staff. My friend who works for an ambulance company is pulling similar hours. Work at a call center that handles disputes and fraud for various credit card companies and banks. Because of the contracts my company signed with the banks, we were all told that it would be business as usual unless something drastic occurs, such as someone in the call center actually coming down with COVID-19. Working in a greenhouse in Netherlands, throwing 99% of our flowers away, and we are required to come every day and work even harder than usually. The Dutch Prime Minister said that has not going to do anything about it and is at peace with up to 60% of the population going sick and up to K80,000 people dying. The Dutch King is going to speak to the nation. We will see what has gonna say. I just hope that he will say something else than PM. Otherwise I'm leaving the job and going back to my country. I work at a dealership. While I do not agree with being open, I do understand people need to make money, and our dealership is actually doing a lot to keep our families fed. We have shortened our hours, only open until 5 PM now, and are closed Saturdays. They also have implemented a week on, week off system to limit exposure to the public. So I work next week, then have the following week off. However, I'm still being paid for the full 2 weeks despite only working 1 week. I'm very grateful our owner recognizes what is happening and is doing whatever he can to help us all out. I start a new job on Monday. They're in the middle of figuring out work from home process, and it sounds like some people are already out of the office. I have to come in for training though. Don't know yet how long that'll last if anyone other than my new boss and I will be there. He has had to call me a few times to update me on their COVID-19 response. We also did all our interviews over the phone, which was a new experience. I haven't actually met anyone at the new job or been to the office yet. Work at a cinema. We are getting paid for the hours we are on schedule for, but they are shorter because of the drop in admissions before it closed for the time being. We have to come in, but only for cleaning and stock maintenance. I'm a contractor at a plant. The plant shut down today. My job is sending me to work elsewhere 3 hours away if I expect to get paid. No travel pay. Won't put us up in a hotel, and we are required to work 8 hours on top of the unpaid travel time of 6 whole hours each day. I'm not allowed to use vacation time, and unemployment if I choose a layoff is 30% of my normal income. Did I mention I'm a single mom? I'm a teacher on spring break. I'm only on a 0.16 FTE contract, meaning I only make about $560 a month, Canadian. The rest of my income has to come from substitute teaching work. Currently my employers has guaranteed that once vacation is over, contract teachers will continue to be paid but not substitutes. This means I could, in theory, have a higher income by being on EI, employment insurance, and quitting than continuing work. I'm holding my breath on Canada allowing part-time workers to claim EI, as otherwise I will run out of money very quickly. $560 a month is not enough to survive. It's enough to pay 2/3 of my rent. My job is doing fine, and I'm sure some of my students are thrilled to not be stuck at school with me, but I know that others will miss their friends and some might even miss me. We haven't been asked to start preparing online lessons and learning options yet, though it would be easy with the system we use. My job is secure. My income is not. I'm a hairstylist and they are closing all of our salons on Saturday for 2 weeks at close on Saturday. I honestly didn't think we would even make it till the end of the week. But with Uptarsenitschen, started making our guests go wash their hands in the bathroom before their services started. No more than 10 people in the building for now, and we have to have staggered seating. So we've had to reduce our amount of stylists to accommodate having an empty station next to you. Also they have to be by themselves, unless it's a parent accompanying a child, then they have to. I work retail. Our stores closed pretty quickly after the Apple stores did, though I think home office is still running essential personnel only. We are running work apps on work iPads and our personal cell phones to sell from home to our dedicated customer base. I've answered so many chats from customers and taking mega conference calls about what comes next. Everyone is getting paid an average of the hours they typically work. It's kind of insane. I've never experienced anything like this before. Though I guess none of us have, really. I work in manufacturing. Those of us in the business side are forbidden from entering campus and told to work from home. The engineers and manufacturing employees clearly need to be on site. They have implemented wellness screening before people can go on campus and are sending anyone home, paid, if they have a fever. If someone else is dropping you off, then everyone in the car has to go through the wellness check. Even if the employee passes, but a passenger in the car doesn't, the employee is sent home. As a teacher, I don't have to go. The university I teach at has announced summer vacations to limit the gathering of people in one place. All schools and educational institutions are also shut down here to keep the kids safe. Aerospace engineer here. We were told how to work from home a week and a half ago. Early last week we were told we could work from home. Wednesday they finally told people they should work from home, as long as they can be productive. However, they made it pretty clear that if you work on the production side or have to work in a closed area, basically people who can't work from home, you either have to come in or use PTO. I'm fortunately not in that group, so I worked from home for the first day yesterday. The only strange part is that they've actually allowed some folks to bring their desktop home from work. There are some stipulations, so I think many are connecting remotely if they don't have a laptop, but I wasn't expecting it at all.